taking football to the grassroots, and of course to the Koiki. That academy, they have done so well, and to come out and wrap up 2015 with success, reward outstanding players. I listened to Mohamed Umar. Away from the football, he understands that with football and being in the academy, he can break barriers, he can stop tribalism, and even make friends.
Absolutely. Because you bring people from different backgrounds, different orientations, you bring them together. One of the most important things about team sports is that it helps to build a sense of community, a sense of unity, it brings different individuals together, teaches them unity of purpose.
That's right.
Also teaches them a lot of life skills as well. How to support your fellow man, how to be courteous, how to live in society without understanding and every other person's probably differing beliefs to yours. And interestingly, I'm also a graduate of Pepsi Academy. I trained at the Agege Center under the coach Shadow of blessed memory, and also
what happened to your I must investigate that story.
And also Kashima Olaloko himself in Agege here. So
you passed through Pepsi Football Academy.
I can tell you as a matter of fact that the Pepsi Football Academy is the primus inter pares, the first among equals, and probably the only true football academy in Nigeria.
That's right.
Because the structure, the way it is set up, and obviously the way you can track the quality of the products that have gone on to play. Osazion Demwege also played for this.
John Mikel
Obi, a lot of them. So, and me.
I don't know. Let me stop. I'm going to investigate what happened to your football career.
Education. My dad too also insisted that I had to have formal education. Football was a distraction. The same thing Tolu said.
I must start a veteran league for my friend. Tolu, let's come to you. Over 20 years, and the Pepsi Football Academy, they're not tired. They still want to do more. We wish we could have more of this kind of academies.
True. I mean, these days, as Tunde said earlier in his intro, I think academies are known now for just putting up players and then for the purpose of just that profit. You know, just gather them together. They're not even identify one intelligent footballer, talented footballer, and then just tell him to make profit. That's all what they do these days, and it's not what we need. Right. For us to progress, we need. I saw those boys. I saw how young they were. Groom these boys a little further. Let them play in the.
You can feel their confidence.
They are so confident. Today was talking about you interviewing an international, and he's jittering while talking to the mic. He can't even look at you.
No,
he can't even express himself well.
The moment they see you, they just walk away.
Hey, that was a 14-year-old boy, whatever, another 14 boy, talking confidently, or two of them, and he understands the ethics, and what is more than just football. He understands that it also involves that there is no tribalism here.
Right.
Discipline, a lot of things has to. I mean, this is just a step higher.
That's it. That's what we're talking about, grassroots football development. And I will not end this discussion without saying the role that Channels Television is already playing with the Channels National Kids Cup. Season 7 was a huge success. And for us at that grassroots level, it is to discover and develop talents. Season 8 is loading. And we know it's going to be massive. Who knows? Maybe we're going West Africa.
That's the plan. I told you already that a lot of schools from Ghana were actually calling in during the last edition. Look, we hope you will include us in the next edition. So these things start very small. I remember the first edition. It started just yesterday, just like yesterday.
Season 7 was so massive.
Season 7 already. So imagine
I'm
seeing Channels Kids Cup where West Africa, Channels Kids Cup Africa. Inevitably, that is where it will go.
That's right. It can happen. That's what it is. Season 7, big success story. We discovered and developed talent. Remember the name? Afolabi Yusuf? He's doing so well. We're keeping an update on that guy and all that is going down with the Channels National Kids Cup. Let's leave grassroots football development and go to football administration. That's where everything happens. Everything rises and falls on leadership, and the Nigerian Football Federation, they're doing all they can to develop football in Nigeria. 2015, not a bad year. Tomorrow, they will be having the 71st NFF AGM. A lot of talks will go down, but what do you think will lead the discussion?
Unfortunately, I'm not privy to whatever it is that they are going to discuss, but I would like to use this opportunity to set an agenda for them. This is the point where governments at all levels are facing diminishing streams of income. The NFA should now start looking for creative sources of funding for our football.
That's right.
They should also start looking at true grassroots football development. They should also start looking at player welfare, which is particularly key and has become a major talking point in our football for the past few months. If we remember the debacle in Taraba, that is also instrumental as well. It hasn't exactly been an entire success, despite the few successes in quote that they recorded. The under-20 national team winning the African Championship in early this year, also the under-23 also winning as well. But those are byproducts of a proper development policy. And what they've done is to show the potential of Nigerian football if we do it right.
That's what it is.
And that is why I'm particularly key on how they can look for funding. Funding will help them continue the process of development at the very basic level. Competition is secondary. Like Chief Onigbide said, competition is used to test the level of development. But if you do not have anything to develop, then there's no point in going for a competition. And if you don't even have players in the first place, then why do you have an FA? So the players are particularly key. In fact, they're central to everything. So I'd like them to look at, one, player welfare, player funding as well, also look at the quality of coaching as well. But we get not only at the national teams, but at club level as well. They should also look at club licensing. It is particularly key. There is nothing in the statutes that say we must run 20 club league system. If it is only 6 clubs that we have,
we are seeing good football.
That we are seeing professional football, and they are seeing players who are well taken care of. Nobody is being brutalized by soldiers. Nobody is being owed 11-month salary. Nobody is being asked to get on a bus and start a 300-mile journey immediately after playing a grueling two-hour game. Until we see that, then we haven't really made progress.
I'll come to you, Tolu, but remember you can be part of this discussion. This one is very, very important. Let's set the agenda for the Nigerian Football Federation. Who knows, they're probably watching this show right now. What should lead the discussion at the 71st annual general meeting of the Federation? Tony Koike has made some good points. I was actually writing that creative sources of funding, a major issue, not just football, sports generally in Nigeria. We need to do that. Get independent, look for sponsors, make it a brand. That's what we're talking about. He also said true grassroots development, players' welfare, quality of coaching. That's it right there. That's the feedback mechanism. Talk to us. Tolu, I'm sure you're saying we need to add women's football development.
You read my mind, Austin.
Right.
You read my mind, Austin. Sincerely, the women's football is a sham, really, and I think we deserve more. We've seen lots of players. Hey, Asishat Oshuala is one. Should we forget any other name? We should never forget that. We should never forget one other name to Mercy Akide Udo.
That's right.
There are names.
There is Okon-akpan, there is Francisca Odega.
There are names that have done things for us in the past that tells us that, look, it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's an African thing anyway, but we shouldn't leave ours. I mean, we should be able to produce female footballers that will be able to represent in the world. And how do we produce them in mass? If we have a good league that is being structured, look, a lot of concentration is on the NPFL these days, and no one talks about the female league. No one knows how many walkovers we experienced in the last season. I mean, the other season, I think Pelican Stars encountered walkovers upon walkovers upon walkovers. I mean, they got walkovers rather in their favor. And these things do not really go down well with the image of the league. Yeah, we have limited teams, the league is abridged, yet we can't just get the quality we expect.
Which brings me back to the issue of creative funding for the league.
When they get the funding, do they factor in the women league?
Exactly.
Because from the ones they've had so far, it looks like they haven't been talking about the women.
Since after the World Cup in Canada, they let go of Coach Edwin Okon, few dates, no coach.
No, we have an interim coach.
Which is where I get to the point of creative funding for Nigerian football. I know for a matter of fact that the sponsorship of the NPFL, I think, has ended, or it will end soon, so it's up in the air.
Yeah.
There is nothing that says that, look, sponsor, by giving you the NPFL, we are also giving you the women's league as well. So if whatever it is that you are giving us, there's also a certain percentage for it for the women as well.
I remember Maju Pinnick also mentioned that when he came here, that they're looking for ways to make sure that whatever they're doing, women's football is involved.
Exactly. So
it doesn't look like it so far.
Well, it doesn't look like it so far. But the truth is, if you start looking at that creatively, You are giving someone a product, one for a bug off, buy one get one free. Yes, it is a lesser league in quotes, but you cannot take away the fact that once you empower a woman, you have empowered a nation.
That's right.
Once you give these women something to play for, give them a sense of belonging, you'll be shocked at just what will take off. There are a lot of players, talented players in secondary schools, in universities, in polytechnics, in colleges of education, who are dying for a sense of belonging. They don't have to be professional players. We can have a semi-professional league. We can even have an amateur league that they do their work. They work in other jobs during the week and they play football in the weekends. Right. Fine, but we ensure that we have a thriving league. We don't have to have a national league. We can have a regional league. There are 6 geopolitical zones in this country.
Make it competitive.
If we have one in the southwest, one in the southeast, one in the north central, one in the north, all around the country, then they play a Super 6, as it were, at the end of. There are so many ways in which you can go back. I know it sounds, when we sit down and say it here, it sounds easy.
The league looks abandoned.